Let me ponder some aloud here for the public record. If you jack some of my shit anytime recently, jacking, who's gonna come and jack it back? See, why you thought you were jacking and hacking and getting away with all this current stuff? I don't give a shit how you got it from me personally with a signed letter of authorization. If you jack any of my stuff, it's not returned before May 31st. To Disaster Relief Inc., which is an NGO. You're jacking an NGO, a humanitarian company, a non-profit, registered with the IRS and the UN and government for is an NGO, a non-governmental organization, consulting with governments around the world. Yeah, I mean, it's such a shock to hear Kurt say that it has anything to do with government. Maybe it's time you get a clue. There's the Kurt entertainment side, voiceover guy, and his voice has been used on everything from telling kids how to blow you up in video games to actual war instructions on high-level intelligence on how to do what we need to do to get what we want or else. Packaged nicely, of course, not quite as out on Front Street as I have been about it, which I know there are people on Capitol Hill who are having hemorrhoids over Kurt right now. I know there are people in the FBI like Charles McGonigal and others who are having great unrest right now at these hours with these videos coming out. I hope Mueller actually gets a hold of a couple of these and we get to talk about this shit, but if not, it's not for lack of trying, boys and girls. When the corruption's this deep in your government and they're this far up your, you have to do things you wouldn't normally do. Kurt's had to do a lot of things that Kurt never wanted to do, but you know, when you're threatened with life in a federal prison and $10 million of paying for the privilege of being screwed by your government, and you can't call an attorney because the deal's off the table and you didn't even call to cut the freaking deal, they called you. And it was all because you had the crime of knowing too much. Because I had been such a Rhodes Scholar for so many years and I had worked on hard news and undercover news, and they blew the whistle on Ollie North, and so did I. But when you find somebody's underground dumping grounds and you're a guy trying to do the right thing, you get it through the channels to the right people. I didn't have to have my name attached to the story, and they worked for years. God rest their soul, and several others that I was blessed to know and or work with over the years, whether it was in a convention on the news floor or in the VIP suites at every broadcast network on the planet during conventions, either as a consultant or as talent or covering it as part of our independent hard news, which we've been doing and selling to networks and film companies around the world since almost 50 years now. See, Uncle Kurt, has worked at and for broadcast networks and at other sundry jobs. Very early in his career, Kurt stopped actually just working for them. Well, actually, since the beginning, let's just be honest. In the beginning, I started very quickly because I was new what I wanted to do, and started with several networks, wire services, and obviously network news centers like ABC, AP, UPI, and a few other wire services, and 6 television stations, I think 12 to 24 radio stations, between 10 and 14 in a group beyond that, and then started also then doing my own afternoon radio show in addition to doing news coverage and sales for radio stations and promotion and packaging while going to private schools and public schools, half day cramming in stuff. So my high school and school grades weren't that great, and also being from a broken home because, the divorce ran rampant, not really in that small town in the 1800s when my parents were divorced, or somewhere back in time. I'm being rather sarcastic, obviously. I'm older than that. Maybe, who knows? Does it really matter? What really matters is you get the truth. And you've been given so much Kool-Aid and propaganda over the generations. You see, I'm also watching, because while I'm here watching who the jackasses are in the hood and tracing some jackasses I know who have been jacking up her stuff for various unsundry organizations, personal gains, or other matters that will be revealed sooner than later. But let's just say that if I help put it together, I probably know how to find it. Or if I had my fingers on it and knew how to code it, which those phones all were encrypted and had a message that flashed up that said, call Uncle Kurt regarding this property and return it. And there were even messages sent to every one of those 200 plus devices that were lost thanks to Santa Monica PD and thanks to LAPD jacking them personally, uniform officers actually taking them from me because they didn't like the footage I had, along with a lot of other freaking property, just to screw with Uncle Kurt and to try and terrorize me and make me feel less than or belittled or whatever. Hey, guess what, folks? I've made really good money in my lifetime and have been worth untold numbers that will be told. Until my government screwed me out of my own technology that I helped invent I helped invent, I'm saying solely invented. Let's keep the words straight. Don't get those strange voices in your head again and twist what I say. I can't believe some jackass at LAPD put in my file to have me screwed longer in jail just because they needed to shut Kurt up. Hi guys, I see you on the they have voice recognition and they have the ASAP system, so they know exactly where I'm at during this live broadcast right now. I'm right here at 7th and Fig. But yeah, I am tracking some people in some very high level buildings who've been jacking with Uncle Kurt because you jackasses have been stealing intellectual property and other stuff from me for a long time, and I'm here to get my stuff back. And there are some people that are going to be working with me to collect this, and they're very professional. And some of them are the same people who can find people like, Bin Laden. So they're very good at what they do. You might call them amphibious. They're certainly stealth. SEALs, that's it, yeah. And there are some that I actually have on my team, along with other people in other branches of government and military, domestic and foreign, who support Uncle Kurt's concept for world peace because they actually get it. That, well, people who make the bombs and push the buttons and play little Jesus on you or whatever God they think they're playing, Satan, Spawn, beyond. I mean, seriously, those are the only people who benefit from the bombs. The bomb makers and the people who invest in them. The rest, not so much. And I don't know any good that's ever come out of any war through infinity to infinity. But maybe you know more than me, although I am a well-studied theologian and I could carry a PhD with what I know in several food groups. I don't take time to go get a paper all of that because I don't need to prove that to you or anybody else. I don't get Franklin Scarlet give a flying fandango and buy these Kirk and some jackass breaking, I don't know, the 600 pair of glasses of mine. You see, I do have an accounting for all of this stuff. And so when you're making me tap into cashing in things early and divesting of personal assets or forcing robberies of heirlooms and collector's items that I've had in my family or that I've owned personally or was gifted or awarded for my work in television and film and from rock bands, you are going straight to hell. I don't give a shit if you think you bought it at an auction. It was illegally obtained, and if I don't get my stuff back by May 31st, when I do, and my people will find you, we have records of all the stuff that was done. Oh, my friends are across the street there. Now they even sent some uniform people to come and check out the guy sitting on the bench. I hope not, because I really don't want to deal with this psychodrama right now. Breathe deep. Anyway, back to where we were. The point is, I don't have to lie about jack shit. I am the most honest, giving person you'll ever meet on the fucking planet, bar none. Go meet Jesus Christ and then come and meet me and let's have a conversation. Or Allah or Buddha, whoever it is you need to meet to get centered and get cool. Because if you come around me like most of the jackasses have been lately, you may not be welcome to stay around much longer because I am tired of people randomly robbing me, hovering over my stuff, grabbing it, interrupting me when I'm in phone calls or when we're taping stuff, or just generally screwing with me nonstop. I have a low gag threshold for assholes right now. To me, it's like somebody's vomit on my shoe. It makes me want to vomit. Or, depending on the nature of the offense, maybe just send some seals up your ass. Or if it's really him or me, what's it going to be? There's no question how this play ends, okay? I already know how this play ends. Been there, done that many times before, but this is the last extinction go around I'm doing. Why don't you Google extinction number 6? Forget all the books you've been having crammed down your throat and propaganda. Ask any question you can imagine. Google it. You will get the answer. And if you're not getting the answers you're looking for, maybe you're not targeting your search better enough, or maybe you need to ask better questions, or maybe you need to get some help, and it's not for me. I'm helping enough people every single day, and I'm tired of all the people. And I've said this to everyone I've met. Don't lie to me about the minute. You can go back and look at what I said. But when I look at all the people that I've helped, and of course they've always told me, no, I don't do that too. And then some of the many have either used me for contacts, money, resources, things they could jack while I was helping them, or other gains, or to snitch me out or do something to send my life sideways. I like the ones who roll up on me who I don't even remember from Adam or Eve, who say, hey, remember me? And I'm like, no, I actually don't. I meet a lot of people, and that's not a joke when I say I meet a lot of people. I meet people every day, and I go out of my way to meet new people every day. And put a hand out there or some compliment, something, even if I'm not introducing myself, but if I see them enough times that I can fit it in, I might try and say hi or something beyond flirting or random hollering, whatever it is I do. Some of it is for the comedic value, some of it is for stress release, some of it is because it needs to be said, and you can decipher which videos compare against that. I really don't care what you think about my sanity level, my intelligence level, or my credibility level. You got to talk to somebody who gives a shit, and that's not me. I did graduate month over college under various names with very high academia. When I focus, which is very difficult with you assholes on me all the time, when I focus, I excel in anything I have studied. Anything from maths and scientists, geometry, trigonometry, algebra. Oh, yes, this has all been so useful. But it has. It's just arduous, but it's like coding. It takes time. Long story. But the fun of my career has been doing whatever I wanted to because I've allowed myself at an early age to know what I wanted to do and kept excelling in so many areas and would build my own labs and studios and incubator companies in my garages, houses, properties, or whatever. I've probably traveled the world more than most, more than you would know. I think I've spent, when I'm not here in Los Angeles, which has been most of my life now. Wow, it's been most of my life now. I came here when I was in my 20s. That was a long time ago. In the 1800s. First time here was in 83 with NBC Tonight Show, and then ABC brought me here a year or two later. Oh no, ABC took me to Dallas and then here. I've been blessed to work with geniuses. It's a long list of geniuses, and I've always made sure to, in any industry, when I wanted to really learn, to find who the geniuses were and reach out and contact them directly, whether they were professors or government people or not so much the government people. I'm trying to think. No, they were always contacting me and since childhood because I grew up in government. So I never had gone on my way to contact government people. They've been in my living room since before I could squat to pee. My mother was the chairman of a political party related to people like the Kennedys, the Gardners, royalty, and people who have been in parliament, and knights and lords, and kings and queens, and oh my God, cardinals, and people who have been misleading this planet for generations. And I did say misleading, sadly. I've seen the family documents back through generations, and it just, excuse me, in some regards mortifies me to know it was planned so long ago and is on track. And being burdened with the drama, knowing since childhood and birth that what I was here for was not any of that. I was here to be the complete oxymoron, the antithesis, to be honest, to help others who got in my way through television, film, entertainment, my voice, to entertain, to help heal people and do news about healing, cures, remedies, solutions, to spread spirituality versus religion. I know it's kind of a different concept for a lot of you, but try it on for size. And type in an Extinction 6 in Google. I challenge you. A whole list of stuff that you can find in the archives of my videos. I don't need to recite it all here in a live presentation, but I'm also watching jackasses. And I do want to get out of this neighborhood soon. Now that I put myself right on the front street on Radar Live here. But I've been known to do that. Hey, you can. You have to talk to somebody who cares about it. What I care about is getting my property back and getting compensation back for those of you who maliciously took it, including the U.S. government. That's a fair trade. You know, because I can actually do that. Your failure to get even with Uncle Craig financially will haunt you past your grave for an eternity. Rest assured. If I invented the code and you've been using my code and you haven't licensed it properly, and I'm also referring to Microsoft and others who helped hijack my intellectual property back in '99, and you know who's on the list. And so do I. It's also in federal court if anybody wants to go pull that up again. As both of my divorces because of marrying into very high-level government, like the White House, high-level DOD in both marriages. What the hell was I thinking? You know, you're born into it and you marry into it. Neither one of them by word made in entertainment. One was sort of starch ultra-conservative White House, Reagan, Bush, Baker. Oh, Baker, yeah, those guys. That it was like getting my teeth whitened with hydrogen peroxide every time I was around everybody, just so I could smile quite enough while I was gagging at all of the corruption I was hearing, including abuse of homeless people through FDA-approved trial testings and other ways to test some of the crap that we put into the market is now an epidemic or pandemic that we released. I won't say any more about that at this point. What I'm most concerned about is no one wins World War III. Except the people who make bombs and make a lot of money. And the rest of you all get screwed. And the new smart bomb where it sucks the air out of the region for like 12 hours and all this stays together like Disneyland, all they got to do is, burn and dust in the wind, take DNA samples of what they want and recreate you or incarnate you for round 7 of extinction. There's a lot you need to learn. And I don't have time to teach you everything. I can tell you if you want to help on the Council for World Peace, we want to do a week-long 24/7 broadcast of education, awareness, things that you should know about that they haven't been telling you. Exposing the truth, which is what I've been here to do since childhood. I get my ass kicked really hard for it. And again, not making comparisons. I've traveled the planet a lot, and in the millions of miles I've traveled in the horn in my head that now has me partially deaf. What the hell? Do you honestly think with a red light and people here, dude, it's Mr. Uber idiot is not going to make anybody go quicker. It's really going to piss people. What the hell was the horn for, you asshole? I mean, seriously. Get a clue, folks. Blowing a horn when there's a red light and oncoming traffic and people aren't moving. Maybe they're seeing something you're not when you're 6 cars back. And he didn't have a client in, so it wasn't like he was rushing because somebody screamed, "Get me to the airport or I'll kill you." So, really, Mr. Uber asshole, I will never drive in an Uber because of that. Ever. I mean, maybe you guys can convince me to change my mind when you get better people, but not when you have assholes like that driving. No, I don't need that stress. I'm sitting here trying to focus on something. The horn was completely unnecessary. It was a form of road rage, which is actually a violation of the law under California Penal Code. Trust me, I know, because I've been pulled over more than once for several reasons over the years. Some were legitimate, maybe a little. The road rage thing when the FBI and the PD and people stopped me from personally kicking a terrorist's ass into another lifetime. But at some point, I get tired of people rolling up on me and trying to roll me off the highway at high speeds or trying to kill me with all kinds of shit. And guess who's still standing? So if you think you're capable, maybe you should guess again, because I've helped on Intel in as many areas as I know I have, and if you do your homework, you can find out that I really have. If I've helped train all of their people and our people and know all of that intelligence, plus a lot of other stuff that you have no clue that I've studied, go fuck yourself. I knew how to be stealthy years ago, even when you guys were making me do stuff for you. Mama didn't raise them kids that lived, and since you forced yourself into my life in such an unprofessional, heinous, criminal manner, in a total abuse of democracy, which now is more crystal clear that all the cards are dropping in place, and, well, there more will be revealed soon. There's enough in the archives that are being opened now that have been hidden away that are going to just start going very viral. And some of them go back years. But when you've worked with every administration since Kennedy, by choice or not, some were brilliant. Warren Christopher, loved speaking with Warren Christopher. Madeleine Albright. Kissinger, not so much. She was kind of challenging. And it wasn't just a dialect thing. It was the whole back to our Cold War. We'll leave it alone for national security right now. I have been clear with Department of Justice, FBI, marshals, and others. Kurt is invoking Russian protection. He hasn't gone into. Anyway, let's just say that there's a lot of things that need to be exposed about the truth. I'm all about the truth, not just us for just us who can afford it, or just us who feel self-entitled to it. And screw all of the rest of you, because the 1% that makes the rules, and 99% are just going to deal with it, tough shit. That doesn't work for me. Ever. And having had the successes and failures, some of my own that I did and learned brilliantly from, and others that you made happen for me, I had no choice but to crash and burn and die, or to rise again from the ashes and come back and kick ass. I forget how many incarnations now you guys have made me go through in my retirement that I've invoked since, 90 what? Just because I couldn't handle anymore from And much more in the FBI and the White House than some of the other jackasses you had forced into my life. So I went along and played with your dumbass plan. Mm, but you haven't kept up your part of the agreement. And we know precisely what was in that letter and what was offered and then what was done. And you only fell short by several $billions, actually. I think the offer that came through to the White House was requested by the FBI that I prepare and send and was reviewed by John Bazuski of the CIA and many others in government before it went to the White House that were to be cleared and approved. Oh no, what that did was got the shitstorm to full tilt to make sure Kurt lost everything on a $6 billion company privately held by Kurt that he developed from ground up. The appraisals were in federal court, remember that? Film libraries, stuff, private recording sessions with major rock stars and bands, and a bunch of other shit you people seized unlawfully. Oh, and the list of people behind that from Shea Stadium people like Bill Shea. Thanks, Bill. John Cutler, Cutler Hotels, Mark Gast. Oh, I can go down a long list of people you had mold into my life and helped turn it completely upside down. In second marriage to high-level DOD, crypto read, go burn yourself. I'm breathing. Navy SEAL guy also. Isn't it funny, Tommy, that I have SEALs too? See, there's more than just you and some of the assholes in the Brotherhood. And when you've done all the stuff that I've done, which is way beyond your pay grade, ever, or your brilliant daughter, Professor Karen Lynn Knightson, the fact that you guys helped me tube a company that was worth that value just in the name of controlling my intelligence and aren't you a Velky piece of shit DEA agent? I mean, I could go down a long list. Don't forget, there's archives that you had no idea existed in the Kurt files that we have. And it's amazing the stuff that's starting to surface soon that you people should have thought about way back then when you were first jacking with me, when you knew I was capable of so much intelligence and technology at such an early age. Did you honestly think you kicked my ass and I walked away and didn't get back up and come up with new stuff that you haven't even figured out yet? Go figure. And remember, if I wrote the bass and all kinds of other stuff for the codes and designs for the writer, if I helped write the Da Vinci codes, he who holds the keys will never be overridden. And if you screw with my technology, I do have the right to peer on my licensees. Guess none of you fuckers read the contracts, eh? I'm just saying, Karen ain't playing. You thought you had me by the short hairs all these years? I knew who had the last laugh long before you did. Oh, long before ye did. And I have promised every one of you assholes that from infinity to infinity, you would have to deal with me for the injustices you've caused in my life when you told me basically to go screw myself or not a chance in hell or all the other self-inflated drama you thought you'd get away with. You have no idea the Armageddon shitstorm headed your way now, including some stuff that, somebody reminded me on a call earlier today that we had that predates Trump even getting in office. It goes back to Vegas that we shot years ago for one of my investigation news stories. And we have some footage that we might start to, I don't know, it's probably going to have to go public. There's a lot of stuff that's going to go public, Donnie. And you better call the dogs off because I know who let them out. And if you and Putin send any more dogs to see me, my dogs will come and see you. Turnabout's fair play. You terrorists need to stop terrorizing me. You get the shit out of my way on this concept of world peace. And if you're going to keep trying to shut it down, I'm going to keep getting more and more vocal, and more shit will release. And no matter what you do to me, if I don't keep coding stuff to keep certain stuff locked, it'll release itself automatically from places you can't stop. It'll go so black hops up your ass, you're going to think God was there. You're the creator. And you might be right. At least about the creator and code stuff. Maybe if you open up your eyes, you might see other stuff too. People, sheeple, stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Aliens don't come from foreign countries, they come from other universes or planets. Wow. Okay, somebody just rolled up and turned a boombox from hell on my head. Oh, that hurt. But I recognize the gangster who did that. I don't think he realizes this is me sitting here. Because I don't think he's ever really seen a person dressed like this. Maybe he's involved in some other things too. He just magically disappeared. Or maybe we'll leave that to me, and you'll have to figure it out. Moral of the story. If you've stolen from Disaster Relief Live Video Inc., Kurt Kelly, or have any of my personal or professional assets and you don't have signed written authorization, when you are found, you will be fully criminally prosecuted, equally as guilty as whoever jacked the shit, even if you're going to lead us to them. Then we will seek full restitution and criminal prosecution. So, amnesty period ends soon. You want to call and talk about it? It's funny, I'm mysteriously getting some calls from people I haven't heard from in years, including some of the old team I've used, who's all of a sudden, whoa, you know, Kurt's kind of a cool dude, one of the coolest dudes I ever worked with in Hollywood, and we had some life-changing moments together. And I called up to make sure we're still cool, even though we haven't talked in years. And wow, how refreshing to hear from some old crew. And yeah, we do need to connect because, you know, if we don't do it soon, who knows what is coming down. Because as you see, it's ramped up quite a bit since we shot in Vegas, buddy, and other locations. And there are certain things, obviously, that we're not going to talk about on phone circuits. Bad enough we have to talk about on the planet. But we need to be in much more secure locations to get into the other key points that we couldn't discuss tonight in the first call in how many years? A long fucking time. Be safe. If it looks funny, tastes funny, smells funny, if anything feels off to you about something in your life or something you're eating, drinking, being involved in, maybe you need to stop and following your sheeple and stop and analyze it and go, whoa, what is it? Now, in my case, it could be because somebody's, you know, trying to cause harm for me trying to expose the truth. Don't try and do what I do unless you're, one, really trained or really good at it, or you're willing to put your ass on the line, because be careful what you wish for. Because I always prayed since childhood to, you know, have the wisdom to know everything about anything I could imagine, and that happened. And it's a blessing, man. It can also be a curse, because the beauty is, wow, your life can be iconic, and you meet with and work with geniuses around the planet and people who will be in history books for generations in your own lifetime. And that's been totally amazing to work with rock stars, celebrities, actors, public figures, world leaders, military people. I've lost count how many millions of people I've interviewed around the world. for radio, television, film, or otherwise. It was never about how many episodes, millions of episodes of television or film I did that are not credited, probably never will be credited on IMDb, just because the catalog is so voluminous. You would just read like Akashic Records. Since I don't sleep a lot by choice, because I'm not learning, I'm studying neighborhoods, people, places, things, or I'm reading or Facebooking or journaling or creating. And there's a lot of downtime stuff that you don't see. Like earlier today, you saw when I first came down into Snitchville, into Hell's Kitchen of Hollywood, and then now I'm coming up for air, and there's been a whole gap period that some of the things you'll never see for the protection of the innocent, because part of my agreement is this whole talk about it thing is I agreed to not out innocents and keep them isolated and protected without their consent, unless they consent to public knowledge of their involvement in anything. That's the right thing to do. Even if they have to go reshoot certain things about life or storylines, that's always the right thing to do. I always try to put innocence or others before self, even an expensive self, and that's obviously got my ass kicked and got me hurt quite a bit, trying to help out others from homeless to, hey, wealthy people or governments. It's amazing when you're consulting at the high levels, the pomposity and the arrogance of, oh, go fuck yourself. Okay, but you asked for my professional opinion or my analysis or my expertise in an area, regardless if you like the answer or not. That's why people hire me for my experience and wisdom and training abilities and other stuff. Or did you forget that, children? And also, sorry, I'm just being honest. Sometimes you guys get me really crazy. And also, yeah, we're going to save that for later. I've ranted enough. I'm going to resurface somewhere soon. I'm not telling you ahead of time where. I'm keeping it random while I follow the rat trail a little deeper in the hole of the abyss. Call the people up my anus because there's too many of you there and it's not a loading dock and I'm about to unload on all of you. And, when the sewage comes down, you're going to swallow hard. See you later, bitches.